Coach, from a record standpoint, you had a really good exhibition and scrimmage season. Would you consider, the preseason a success?
Yeah, I think it was. Our preseason this year compared to last year was a little bit shorter. As far as, I think last year just with the rules, we had 2 weeks basically before class started. This year we only had a week, but we got through some stuff quickly. I think we had some good results, and the main thing was that we got everybody in playing, and had some guys log a large amount of minutes, and that was pretty much across the board. We didn't have a starting group per se. We started different guys every single game, and then with the results, it was positive in nature. I mean, we scored some goals. We didn't let up many. I mean, the one we did was kind of an own goal, so we were pretty happy with it.
Who has really maybe surprised you that maybe you didn't expect during the preseason?
Yeah, I think there's some guys that put in some hard work, not only in the summer but in the spring. I think one kid in particular is sophomore Alex McCatnick, a Springfield kid that came on this team, played a decent amount of minutes last year, but he's put on some weight. He came in as our top guy fitness-wise, where normally we've had another kid, John Powell, who's always kind of claimed that position. He's still fabulous as far as fitness side of it, but this year Alex came in and was the #1 guy in fitness, and that's exciting because it's not always about play. A lot of times it's about attitude and what you do off the field, and he kind of showed that the work you put in pays off, and I think you'll see him on the field have an improvement with his game as well because of that.
You've got a pretty even spread of upper and underclassmen. How do you think they've been meshing together thus far?
I think it's been going well. I think as far as myself as a coach, being coming in my 3rd season, part of being a successful team is being able to balance your recruiting classes, so you're not losing players large amounts every single year. And we've been very young the last few years, and at the same time, it's our philosophy. And I actually took this off of our baseball coach. He says never be young. Can you always have a good group of guys returning that are going to impact your program, that are juniors and seniors. We still are young, but there's a good balance within our classes. We don't have one class that has like 10 guys in it and one class that has 4. We're pretty much equaled out. So I'm pretty happy with how they're gelling, and really it gives a good base and a good ground for these guys to mature and grow up, where we're not asking too many players with lesser experience to really step out of the normal protocol of leadership, where we're expecting our upperclassmen to lead and our newer players to come in and kind of learn the ropes and then jump into it. And I think that's taking place right now.
Kind of going back and looking at the preseason again with maybe the lack of goals that you guys gave up, was that more contributed to the way you guys were playing out on the field on offense and defense, or was that maybe a lot of Jack Tranchik's doing there in between the
I think Jack coming back as a senior, he's been through this. He came from a great club system with the Chicago Fire, so it's not something that's unexpected. I would expect him to play well, being a senior and where he's come from, training here the last 3 years, and then with this club play. EJ also played in 1 full game as well, and he picked up a shutout. So I think it's we've got 2 goalkeepers that are pretty strong, and they're working for each other. Another thing is, I think it's more of just who we are as a team. We've brought in more athletic, players. If you look at guys that have been playing in the back line, we got a new left back with Mike Severino, a new center back with Tyler Stencil. We had Addison Ferry play a center back position because of some injuries, but normally that's going to be Andy Ruderman, who's been one of our most athletic players that we brought in last year, and then our right back position has been Chukwuka Iwe, who is also a new player to our team, was a transfer from Lincoln. So speed and athleticism in the back has been huge, but we haven't been working too much on defensive stuff as far as just those type of guys and being in the final third. We've been working on team shape, team defending, and not trying to cram it all down their throat right away. But I think it's just right now it's just the athleticism that's coming through, and hopefully when we get into conference, that's going to be a whole nother level when we start getting to conference play, that we're going to be able to compete at the level we need to by, like I said before, fine-tuning. But right now, the success has come just by the players' natural abilities.